Alrighty, here we go. We are now beginning. Wow, 122 people are waiting for this live stream. Hello, everybody. How's everybody going? Hello, Crazy Crow, Dark Angel, Ginger Boy, Samurai, Clueless Panda. You're not a mod. Let's change that real quick. How is everybody doing today? How's the audio sounding? How's everything going? Look, we fixed it up. We put the chat on the right side. We put the video in the middle. Everything's going to be great. Okay? The Italian man himself. That's right. Look, we're all here. Look, there's... you can't see it. The green screen, but we're good. Everybody's good. How's everybody doing? Hello, Sean. Hello, Red, Samurai. Thank you for stopping by. Hello. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. So, if you are familiar with the good old Dying Light, and you've been keeping up with the news today, they released another AMA episode. So, it's their little Q&A series that they have going on. If you were paying attention, they did episode 1. They did it maybe last week. Something like that. Yeah, it's right here. We can take a look at that. Essentially, what these are is they have questions from the community and the developers answer them. And the last episode they did, I want to say it was 8 or 9 questions. Yeah, it was 8 questions. And for episode 2, they do something kind of similar. I believe it's 9 questions and answers. Essentially what they do, let's see, I know this one, it's gonna elaborate more on information that we kind of already know, and it's gonna be a little bit new stuff too. Hello, Jurassic. Hello, Panda, Mr. Dino Panda Boy. Hello, Captain Sparrow. My day's going good. How about you? Glad to see everybody's doing good. So what we'll do, we'll go through each and every single one like we did last time. We'll discuss it. We'll talk about it. I'll hear your thoughts, hear what you guys have to say, and all that jazz. We know the deal by now. We're going to do it. Someone's pinging me? Okay. No, we're good. All right, let's see. We'll jump right into it.
Hi, everyone. So the next...
the man is back. The 420 man is back himself.
From the footage we have already seen, Aiden seems much less confident and more nervous than Crane. Will the game's plot focus on his growth as a person, the same way the first game focused a lot on Crane and his changing motives? So the answer is yes, absolutely. This is what great stories are about, right? So Aiden is a defined character when the game starts, and he has his own motives and he has his own mood and characteristics, and all of those things impact how he behaves at the start of the game. But he's also a character that is searching for identity and is also searching for discovery, for a secret from his past, which of course I cannot spoil to you at this point because I would like you to discover this in-game. But the thing is that as the game progresses...
Alright, so Aiden is coming. Remember, from what we know so far, he doesn't start out in the city. He actually makes his way into the city, and like he said, he's on a quest for something. What that something is, we don't know just yet. Yeah, he has his own motives, he has his own mood and characteristic. It looks like he's about to go into about how player choice going to affect this. All right, hold on.
The character arc builds, and you have impact over the character arc, and actually by your decisions
there it is,
be able
the player
to
choice,
kind of change or decide what Aiden you will have at the end of the whole story, at the end of the whole experience. So depending on your choices, Aiden can be a little bit more selfish or a little bit more focused on the collective and the needs of others. And I think this is the most important thing that you will decide regarding the character.
All right, so it sounds like it's like a... I don't want to call it a reputation system, but that's kind of what I'm getting from it. Let's see. Because think about it, depending on your choices is how the character acts. So yeah, literally right here, depending on your choices, Aiden can act a little bit more selfish, or a little bit more focused and collective on the needs of others. Honestly, they haven't said anything about like a reputation system in the game, but from the sounds of everything, it might not actually be a reputation system. It could be something like it, but if it sounds like your player choice will determine how Aiden acts. So he could just be a selfish dickhead. He could be a super nice guy. We can have a good Aiden, selfish Aiden, or harass Aiden. Yep. You know, badass Aiden. They added Aiden from Watch Dogs.
Searching for identity, and he's also searching for discovery for a secret from his past, which of course I cannot.
I wonder what the secret from his past is. Maybe Kyle Crane. He's looking for Kyle Crane, the Night Hunter.
But the thing is that as the game progresses, the character arc builds, and you have impact over the character arc. And actually, by your decisions, you will be able to kind of change or decide what Aiden you will have at the end of the whole story, at the end of the whole experience. So depending on your choices, Aiden can be.
I really want to know like how much influence the choices are gonna have.
The needs of others. And I think this is the most important.
Like, I hope it's not just like little things like, oh, this guy needs help. He's getting attacked by a zombie. We should go and save him. I hope it's more than just that. What do you guys think? How are you going to play this? Are you going to go super selfish Aiden? Are you going to go nice guy Aiden? I feel like in every game that I play nowadays, all I do is play the super nice guy. I don't think I've ever played harassment or selfish character. Like Red Dead Redemption, I was a super nice guy. Tried doing all of that. Trying to think of other games. Infamous Second Son, I was a saint. I would never go and like attack anybody. Cyberpunk 2077 level choices. Those choices don't matter, Michael. We know that. Going full badass. Guns blazing. Nice guy Aiden. I am sad enough. Jeez. Me IRL. No, I mean, if gonna be a badass good person, definitely as time goes on, and because there's so many different options and choices, I'm definitely gonna do a lot of different playthroughs. And I mean, I can say now how I'm gonna play, but to be honest, it's just gonna me being a super nice guy. I already know how it's gonna pan out, so I'm gonna get the super nice guy ending if it leads to that. Watch Dogs did. So, man, it's been a while since I played Watch Dogs. Yeah, that's true. When they saw you, they would like react differently and call the police and different things like that. I don't know how much of an effect that can have in the world of Dying Light 2, though. Like, just... Like, I guess maybe civilians and, like, shopkeepers will less likely to be open to you. Maybe they won't sell things to you. I'm going badass Aiden. I think the new ending is the one that's true. Previously said no one's coming back. Okay. When I think the game's coming out. Your guess is as good as mine. Game can come out whenever. I have no idea. Just a guy with the green screen talking about Dying Light 2. I don't know. How many endings I think there will be? More than 2, for sure.
Aiden can be a little bit more selfish.
I definitely think more than 2.
A little bit more focused on the collective and the need. Another question, and this one is about GRE. So the question...
The GRE, will the GRE make a return? Oh, man. I mean, we had that leaked... Oh, can I find it? Let me see if I can find it. We had that leaked Asus footage from a while ago that, to be honest, I wasn't really sure whether or not to. God, that microphone. We had like some good old footage from a while ago. Not really footage, kind of like placeholder stuff. Basically discussing the GRE. I think it's right over here. Yeah, search for near the GRE quarantine. So it was somewhat confirmed a while ago. We'll hear more about it right now.
Will the GRE make a return, or at least be a player in what led up to the events in Dying Light 2? I understand that DL2 is set far in the future from DL1, but I find it a bit difficult to imagine how an organization with enough money and power to fly in drops and antis in daily could disappear if the virus wasn't wiped out.
The GRE is such an enormous organization. They left very many traces in the map.
Okay, I can see that.
So yes, this organization was very wealthy, very powerful. So imagine what can you find when looking for those traces.
So yes, GRE is making a return in Dying Light 2 and it will play a very important part in the overall world building of the game. So you will see plenty of bits and pieces and collectibles and notes and references to what happened to GRE and basically how it connects and what role it plays in the events between Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2. Another thing is that you will also encounter a lot of GRE related stuff in the game, and actually there will be even open world activities built around you discovering and exploring abandoned GRE
literally what
quarantine areas.
That Asus thing was.
So if you are really interested in the backstory of GRE, you will have a lot of places where you will be able to learn it.
Okay, interesting. That's a big news dump right there. So GRE is going to play an important role. A lot of their stuff is going to be left over and behind. We'll be able to search it. That's most likely where this comes into play right here. I might not be able to. I can probably screenshot it. If I can figure out a way to quickly blow this up on screen, I think I can. Well, there you go. Kind of terrible quality. Search for an inhibitor near the GRE quarantine. So that's just one of the examples that we might have when going through and facing the GRE once again. Like I said, this was placeholder information from a while ago, but they are indeed confirming that they are coming back. Lots of collectibles, lots of notes and references as to what happened to them.
GRE and basically how it connects and what role it plays in the events between.
So it looks like the role of the GRE is going to be the thing that really grounds the first one to the second one. They're gonna go and whoop. They're gonna go and connect right together as we go and uncover what's happening with the GRE. It seems like that stuff might more so be collectibles, notes, and references. I'm not sure. I mean, we'll have a couple missions. Yeah. GRE related stuff. Open world activities. Man, this is a lot. This confirms this confirms a lot. Another thing, you'll also encounter a lot of GRE related stuff. When is the game being released? Never. No, it's probably coming out this year. It's coming. Don't you worry. All the signs point, just like unoriginal content said, all the signs point towards a 2021 release date. There's no reason to not believe a 2021 release date. Well, I mean, there's tons of videos out there saying why it's a 2021 release date.
important part in the overall world build.
I wonder if the GRE has any like connection to Aiden. I'm just spitballing here. Don't take anything that I say seriously. The GRE probably created the virus. Probably.
Of the game. So you will see plenty of bits and pieces and collectibles and know what role it plays in the events between Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2. Another thing is that you will also encounter a lot of
Let's go to question 3.
Question is about romance. The next question is about romance. So
romance! Oh my god, again. Is that going to be the reoccurring theme now? It's just every Ask Me Anything, they're going to talk about romance. And half the horny chat is going to be disappointed when he says that there's no romance. Because I'm pretty sure it was in the last Q&A and he just blew right past it. Where is it? I could have sworn it was in here. Oh, no. You know what it was? It was in an article where they talked about romance. And he just didn't answer it. he blew right past it. The next question is about romance in Dying Light 2.
The question is...
I'm just going to tell you now. There's probably not... I don't even know what this is. That's how you get the nice guy ending.
I don't really play games with romance in them, but in the first Dying Light game, Jade and Crane had somewhat of a romantic relationship going on. So can we expect to see something along the same lines for Dying Light 2?
Horny chat's gonna...
So for sure, you will experience a lot of very strong,
maybe I was wrong.
Very complex relations between people, between the main character and the NPCs, between the NPCs themselves. And of course, there will be quite a few very strong female characters. But we don't have romance options like in BioWare games, for example.
Chat is upset.
That was never our goal.
Chat is gonna start revolting. Chat, no.
But
chat, you heard it here. No romance options. I mean, come on. Did you really expect it to be in the game? This is gonna be great. There's like a 20-second delay from me compared to chat, so I'm just waiting for it to just blow up. Just like, yes, romance. No romance. It's gone. The romance is gone. All dreams of romance are gone. It's surprising how many people were pushing for this, to be honest with you. Like Black Dog said, games don't really need romance. Yeah. I mean, they kind of had something going on between Jade and Crane, but we know how that turned out. Let's riot.
For Dying Light 2. So for sure,
we'll put an F in the chat for romance. There you go.
You will experience a lot of very strong, very complex relations between people.
There's no romance. Finally, the Discord chat can finally cave in and stop talking about romance options in the game and stop suggesting it. I wonder how many questions they got from romance. It's probably a lot. Cuddle option. Ooh, Resident Evil 8 should have had a romance option. I completely agree. Yeah, this is a game that doesn't need co-op. Co-op. I read co-op in the chat. It's a game that doesn't need romance options. It's not that type of game. I even said it here. Like
the main character have
BioWare games are more so like that.
Romance options like in BioWare
games. It's not their goal.
Because this was never our goal.
Hello, Spirit.
But we don't have romance options like in BioWare games, for example, because this was never
Dying Light 2 is still releasing on PS4. Don't you worry.
I don't really play games with romance in them, but in the first Dying Light game, Jade and Crane had somewhat of a romantic relationship going on.
Oh man.
So can we expect to see something along the same lines?
I wonder.
So for sure, you will experience a lot of very strong...
I know Techline's making like a fantasy RPG. I know they're doing that. And I wonder how many, or not how many. I wonder if they're gonna translate like any of the suggestions and questions that they're getting from this game over to their new game. Hey, Iker, thank you for the $2 donation. Thank you so much. That's absolutely awesome. Please save your money. Don't donate. You've donated a lot to me already. You don't have to do that. It's okay. But thank you so much. I do appreciate it. $2 donation for an F in the chat for romance. All dreams of romance are gone in the world of Dying Light 2.
The main character and the NPC, for example, because this was never our goal. Okay, so the next one is the heavy one.
Is a heavy one? The next question's a heavy one. Are you kidding? He just like crushed so many dreams by saying there's no romance options.
And we have been asked this basically since we announced the game.
Is it a release
So
date?
the question is, which ending of the following is canonical?
Oh man. Oh man. All right, this is gonna. Oh man. This is either gonna. I don't even know how people are gonna react to this one. I know they said in the past that like it's kind of left up to the player to choose which one it is. Can go either way, but if obviously the following spoilers if you haven't played it, but it's been 6 years. Hello, Alf, how's it going? It's been 6 years, over 6 years, around 6 years. If you haven't played it by now, it's all on you. But yet again, if you haven't played it, why are you watching this?
So it's still a little bit too early to say it all to you guys, but
what if it just cut right there?
let me just tell you that the events in Dying Light 2 and the events that have led up to Dying Light 2 are very strongly connected to what happened in the first game. So when you play Dying Light 2, you will surely discover the answer to this big question.
That's it.
The story of the
What? Oh, okay. There's more. Okay, you can't just say that. So it looks like they're. From a while ago, I think it was left up to the player to decide. Now it's there's one. It looks like there is one definitive
Dying Light 2 are very strongly connected.
ending from the following that will be brought over to the new one.
So when you play Dying Light 2,
Big Boy Nuke. Let me see if I can grab him real quick. The following endings. Here we go. Mystical Reaper. So the first one was you go nuke, you go boom boom. You go boom boom, you go boom. Woo. You go boom. And then the second one, Aussie GG's favorite, Crane turns into the Night Hunter. Kidding. No, not Night Hunter, but could be that. There's also the secret ending, which is just another nuke ending. I mean, if we have to be realistic, if there's something really impactful that happened in the first one, I mean, Crane turning into a volatile, or the two other endings where Crane blows up Haran. I mean, let's be honest. It's pretty clear on which one it is. I'd be surprised if it was the one where Crane turns into a zombie. Infected. Whatever it is. But no, I'm willing to bet some money on here that it is indeed.
You will surely discover the answer.
There's more. There's actually more substance to this answer, and I just paused it. It could have just been answered in here. I have no idea.
The story of Dying Light 2 takes place several years after the story of Dying.
So, I saw this in the Discord chat. Dying Light 2 takes place. As I pour myself a glass of seltzer. Dying Light 2 takes place 15 years after the original, okay? We know that. Or 20 years. It's one of those two. I can't remember right now. I'm pretty sure it's 15 years. People see the word several, and then they said 7 years or 4 years. Okay? It's a lot longer. It's like 50. It's 15. Let me double check. I'm like 90% sure it's 15 years though. I can't remember off the top of my head. It's 15 years. Yeah, the game set 15 years after the original. Okay, don't let one word, several, just be, oh my god, it's 7 years. No, it's much more than that. Right, lamp that I just punched. It's much more than that.
Dying Light 1. Kyle Crane was such an important person in all the events that happened in Dying Light 1.
Thinking of you, buddy.
So he must have left at least an impact of what will happen in Dying Light 2.
Is Crane coming back?
The story of Dying Light 2 takes place several years after the story of Dying Light 1. Kyle Crane was
we have to remember
an important person in all the events that happened.
It's going to come up again,
so
unless it's addressed in here. But no one from the original is returning. They all dead. Well, they're probably dead.
So this one is actually very interesting, so please listen closely. Will it be possible to recreate the technology and the government, or perhaps people will be doomed to live in the modern dark ages for a long time? So the question is straight and simple. We don't want to give you an option to rebuild the government and technology and community.
I like that answer, to be honest.
Why? Because to be honest, we thought that would actually be quite boring.
I agree.
That stuff. There's no point in rebuilding this. What is more interesting to us is actually present our own vision of what the future could be after an apocalypse like this. So yes, you will stay in the modern dark ages we created, but as has been said quite a few times in this AMA, you will be able to shape the future by your decisions. So you will be able to decide what kind of buildings, what kind of structures, what kind of community will the place be after you finish the game.
Good. Honestly, I like that because I don't want it to be... You're not going to be able to rebuild it back or recreate technology, which is great because I felt like if it went down that path, they would have just taken things, some of the stuff that you would have been able to recreate would have just been stuff from the first one. And I felt like that would have been a lazy way to do it. And when you go about recreating different technologies and things that are in our day-to-day lives, I feel like that makes for a really boring post-apocalyptic game. I much rather have like what they said, where they're just having fun with it and they want to present their own vision of what the future looks like in an apocalypse. So yes, I much rather prefer like the modern dark ages that they're going for, that whole vibe.
Quite a few times in this AMA, you will be able to shape the future by your...
And man, I really, really hope that the player choice really does live up to everything that they're saying, because like they've brought it up so many times. They brought it up in so many interviews, so many videos. They're bringing it up again about how player choice is going to affect your decisions, everything in the world. It's going to determine what kind of buildings.
So
you'll be able to decide what kind of buildings, what kind of structures.
Be able to decide what kind of buildings, what kind of structures, what kind of community.
What kind of community you will have. Yeah, so... Oh, XX Fire, thank you so much for the $2 donation. What's the best news you have seen so far? Huh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Personally, big fan of co-op coming back, because that's... I'm very biased. I love playing co-op games. So hearing that co-op is coming back, out of this so far, I think my out of this so far, out of my favorite news from this, I think the best thing is that there's a strong focus on the importance of the original Dying Light, which the importance of that story and how that story plays a role into the second one. Because we were kind of under the impression for a while that, like, what happened in the first one, like, cool, pretty neat, all right, thanks for that. But now it seems like there's one of the definitive endings will play right into the game. The in-between part, the 15 years in between, will be connected through like what the GRE has been up to, and that would be like a good segue to connect the games together. So far, out of what I've watched from this Q&A, I do like that they're bringing back the importance of the original story.
Own vision of what the future could
Secondly,
be after an
this right here,
like
this is great because it allows them for so much more opportunities to just have fun with stuff. Like I said, you don't want to go and start rebuilding technology that's already in our world because, like we know that already. You can DM me on Discord. I don't know if I can check it right now, but you're always free to, as long as you're in some Discord that we're in together.
So yes, you will stay in the mod.
Where do they pick the questions? A while ago, they had a Google form where you could go and submit questions. They had thousands and thousands of questions. More than half of them were probably troll questions, but you could have submitted questions. It's no longer there. You can't do it anymore. I mean, I don't think they have to because of just the pure amount of questions that they got. I wonder if these were filmed back to back, or if these were filmed on two separate occasions. All right. You're probably wondering, why am I looking? Well, I'm looking to see if he's wearing the same shirt. He's not wearing the same shirt. If he was wearing the same shirt, the odds of them recording it on the same day would have been a little bit higher. But yeah, okay. Perfect.
Modern Dark Ages we created, but as has been said quite a
more than
few
half of them
times
are troll
in this
questions.
AMA, you will be
I
able
figured.
to shape the future by your decisions. So you will be able to decide what kind of buildings, what kind of structures, what kind of community will the place be after you finish the game.
I wonder, does my screen get really bad? Oh, it doesn't get bad anymore when it's all red.
There goes another one, and this is another one that we have been asked since the first E3 when we announced the game. So the question is, will some characters from DL1 be returned?
No. No. They are not. No one is returning. Jade, gone. Brecken, gone. Troy, gone. Crane, dead. Ashes, gone.
Returning in this game too? And if
all
so,
dead.
Can you name a few, or maybe it's confidential?
The brothers, dead.
So Dying Light 2
gone.
takes place in a completely different place.
Completely different place.
Quite a lot of years after the events of the first one. So for this reason, you will not encounter any returning characters from the first game.
Told you.
But of course, there will be quite a lot of references to what happened in the first game, and also some of the characters. So please.
Look at that. References and collectibles. Low Easter eggs. I feel like it's a missed opportunity to not go and put like a little mini crane on top of a crane. That's just me. And then Aiden can make a punchline like, oh, there's a crane on a crane. Techland, if you're watching, make it happen. And while you're at it, if you're open for some Easter eggs, put an OniZombies Easter egg in there. Put an OniZombies Easter egg in like a garbage can. It'll resemble my YouTube channel. I don't know if I crashed. Chat, am I crashed? OBS gave me a notification saying we disconnected. I think we're good. We should be fine. Crane on a crane. Yeah, I'm telling you. That's what we need. Okay, it looks like we're good. Okay, we're good.
Quite a lot of
it popped up at the bottom saying
what happened in the first
OBS
game,
disconnected.
and also some
Gone.
of the
You're done.
So please keep a close eye on what you will be able to find and discover in the game.
Question 7. 2 to go.
Julia, could you tell us, will there be more open world events such as the airdrops from the first game?
Yes, we already know. Yes. All right. Next question. I'm kidding. We know.
Will there be more open world events such
A lot of
as
more
the
open
airdrops
world and
from
random
the first
events.
game?
Yes, there will be a lot more open world events in Dying Light 2. Not only we will have the living world with encounters all over, but also you will be able to explore new locations such as GRE quarantine.
GRE quarantines. Yes.
Julia, could you tell us, will there be more open world?
A lot more open world events in Dying Light 2.
Awesome.
Not only we will have the living world with encounters all over, but also you will be able to explore new locations such as GRE quarantine or dark places.
All right. So we'll have GRE quarantine places. We had quarantine places in the original and dark places. Are the dark places supposed to be dark zones? I'm assuming that's what you meant. Let's see. Question 7 was already answered 3 years back. We need a Ghazi Easter egg. I agree. Ghazi Easter egg.
But also you will be able to explore new locations.
So we'll have the quarantine places. We'll have dark zones. We'll have safe houses. I made a video on safe houses a while ago. Oh, Fire! Thank you again so much for the $5 donation. Please save your money. Trust me, it's okay. But thank you so much for it. Under my circumstance, what happens when your wristband you wear in Dying Light 2 reaches completely red? They haven't stated for sure what's going to happen. It was like an interview back in like E3 times. It was alluded to, or from what I remember, that like you would kind of just turn infected and probably die. I don't want to go and search it right now. If someone can find it and link it to me on Discord, I know it's there somewhere out there. That if your wristband gets to fully maxed out, that means your infection level is maxed out, and you're probably gonna turn infected. For those of you that don't know, the wristband is your infection meter. It's your biomarker. So it'll tell you how infected you are, and the more infected you are, the more powered up your abilities become. So what happens to those abilities, we don't know just yet. Potentially, I'm assuming bigger things like maybe you're quicker, maybe you have more strength, maybe your stamina doesn't deplete as much, maybe you have more health, things of that nature. That's what I'm thinking for the infection level. I do know they did say that your abilities will be enhanced. So
Such as the airdrops from the first game?
Yes, living world with. Also, you will be able to explore new locations.
We'll also have random encounterments too. I'm curious to know what everybody thinks about this. Zones. Has anybody played Origins in Call of Duty? Do you know like how like when your little generators get attacked? What do you think about that, but for safe houses? Someone brought that up to me. I don't know if it should be like that. Like over time, factions or something might go and attack your safe houses. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure if I would like something like that. It would certainly be pretty unique. I just don't know. It might get repetitive and annoying over time. That's just me. Grappling hook coming out of your wrist.
factions.
It is the
such
best
as
map.
GRE,
Origins is a
Quarantine,
great
or
map.
Dark Places.
One of the best maps.
Oh, this
By
is
far.
very, very important. It's about the factions in the game. So the question is, what can you say about the main factions in Dying Light 2? How do these two groups affect the entire city? So yes, there are two main factions in the Dying Light 2 world, and it's up to you to decide which one of those you want to side with. The thing about them is that their strategy to survival differs. So first of all, there are the peacekeepers, and these are the strong military types. So they focus mostly on combat. They want to kill all of the infected that are out there. So they build powerful weapons, they build powerful traps, and they work kind of like this military regime. The other faction is survivors, and they want to adapt.
Sounds like
they
they're
just
going
want to
for like a
survive.
Last of
So
Us
they
vibe.
adapt to the environment,
Hunters
building
and
their
fireflies.
communities, planting fields, and also investing and focusing on traversal. Which one of those you want to side with?
So
the
one
thing
is more
about them is
the
that
peacekeepers are more military
these are
focused.
Build powerful weapons, work kind of military regime. The other faction is
Survivors, not scavengers.
And
Survivors.
They want to adapt. They just want to survive. So they adapt to the environment, building their communities.
So these are probably the ones, they said it in the last Q&A that depending on your choices and how you side with factions, some factions will give you different things like bakeries and more communities will pop up. So it seems like the survivors are more so going to be for that. So if we're going back to the original question about Aiden and his personality and if whether or not there's like a sort of like a reputation system, it does sound like the survivors are more so focused on bringing back the world, while the peacekeepers are more so for military order.
Focusing on traversal. They don't fight that much. They just want to be able to travel easily and escape any threat.
Yeah, they want to work together and
start seeing more and more of their
kill infected, work together.
And you will be able to use that as well. Of course, aside from the peacekeepers and the survivors,
so those are the
there
main
other
two.
groups in the
We
city.
knew that one.
The next important one is the Renegades, and they are basically the bad guys. So you will face them and you will have to
the
make some
Renegades.
decisions how you want to deal with them. And then there are also smaller groups which are used mostly in side quests or as like additional background characters for the main quests. Colorful people, colorful groups with their own ideas, agendas that you will be able to discover while you'll be playing Dying Light 2.
Okay, that's a heavy loaded question. They added a lot of substance onto a lot of the stuff that we already knew, but definitely for the better, not for the worse.
You have to make some decisions how you want to deal with them. And then there are also smaller groups.
Survivors, peacekeepers, little mini groups inside. You'll come across them in side quests, different character. Okay, no, this is awesome. I'm liking
Which are used mostly in
how this is looking.
With
I'm liking what I'm hearing.
Ideas, agendas that you will be able to discover while you'll be playing Dying Light 2.
Once again, bringing up player choice again and how it is.
There goes another question. And
Hello, Lay
it
Monk.
says, will I be able to side with no factions and be an enemy to all?
Oh, this one's really interesting. Just go lone survivor. Just go full on John Wick. I'm doing good. How are you doing? Just go full on John Wick. Do your own thing. Kind of just stay to yourself. They're probably gonna force you to be
have to
into.
understand that our world is extremely brutal.
They're gonna force you into it.
It's full of threats and conflicts. So if you have no allies, you basically die very quickly. And we don't want you to die very quickly. And we also
So they're gonna
want
force you
to make a decision. We also want you to make a statement. So a lone wolf option is not available. You will have to decide if you want to play with those guys or the other ones.
Oh, wow, that was quick. Yeah, no, I mean, to be honest, if they've embedded player choice so much into this game that it's literally the foundation of the game, and every choice and every action that you do will determine exactly how your world plays out, how your playthrough plays out, how it's going to differ from your friend's world and everything. And if they gave you the lone wolf option that would kind of just bypass all of the stuff that they're trying to do with this game when it comes to player choice and all that.
I want you to make a statement. So a lone wolf option is not available. You will have to decide if you want
no
to play
lone
with
wolf,
those
no
guys
romance.
or the
That's a
other ones.
refund. That's a refund on day one.
Side with no factions and be an enemy
Just
to all.
joshing.
So you have to understand that our world is extremely brutal, extremely primal, and it's full of threats and conflicts. So if you have no allies, you basically die very quickly, and we don't want you to die very quickly. And
I do like the force choice. That's great. They needed to be like that, because then you start, like I said, you go away from their main purpose if you try doing that.
Want you to make a decision. We also want you to make a statement. So a lone wolf option is not available. You will have to decide if you want to play with those guys or the other ones.
All right, that was a pretty good Q&A. I think I enjoyed it more than the first one, to be honest. Where do you guys stand? Did you like the Q&A? Was it everything you thought it would be? We did a poll last time on the channel about how you would rate this Q&A. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to go and rate this Q&A. I'll send it in chat, but let me know what are your thoughts on the Q&A? I thought they did a good job. It added a ton of more insight on a bunch of things that we already knew. I'm making the poll right now. All right, I'm gonna post it. Here we go. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate it? 1 being the worst, 5 being the best. I'll link it here right here in chat right now. If I can figure it out. I don't know if I can figure it out. I'm like a boomer. This is what it feels like. Why can't I get it? I can't. Oh, here it is. All right, I'll send it right here. There you go. Click on that. We'll look at it. See what everybody has to say about it. Personally, like I said, I enjoyed it. I thought it was better than the first one. A lot more insight. Let's see what people are saying. Q&A was nice, but maybe more other details, but better than the last one.
Hi everyone. So the next question is, the first game.
Let's see. We had stuff on Aiden, his purpose and what he's doing. If we move on a little bit, the GRE, they're making a return. They're going to be in collectibles, in little missions. Their areas will be around. You can go and discover their quarantine places, their dark zone places.
But we don't have romance options.
Bet you
like
can't
in
say my name?
Bioware.
I'm not even
For
going to
example,
attempt.
because
You're right.
this was never
I'm not going to try. I'm going to butcher that.
Okay, so the next one is the heavy. Say it's all to you guys.
This one's probably my favorite,
let me just-
because like I said, they're really going and tying the two games together. So I guess if you're always on the fence of playing the first one, you should probably play it now at this point. And like if you're excited for Dying Light 2, never played the first one, I would suggest absolutely playing it. Watch a playthrough of it. Do something just so you know what happens.
just tell
especially
you
the
that
following.
events in Dying Light 2 and the events that have led up to Dying Light 2 are very strongly connected to what happened in the first game. So when you
If I had to guess which ending was canon from the following, it's got to be one of the nuke ones. I mean, 2 out of 3 of the endings are blowing up the area that you played in. So, my money's on that one. Feel free to prove me wrong, but that's what I think. That's what I'm thinking.
play Dying Light 2, you will surely discover the answer to this big question.
I wonder how quick it'll take us to uncover how long, or not how long. I wonder how long it's going to take us to figure out which ending it is.
When
We
you
still
play
got more to the
Dying Light
stream.
2,
Don't you
will
worry.
surely discover
still
the
got some more
answer
time.
to this big question.
The story of Dying Light 2 takes place
Quite boring. We know that stuff. There's no point in rebuilding this.
I feel like a lot of people, even in my Discord, they were kind of disappointed with this. Like, we've wanted news for the longest time, and we're finally getting news, and peeps are still not satisfied. Like, we got to take our small victories here. Because, to be honest, we probably bullied them into giving us news the first time around. Okay? Whether it was pushback from the community, whether it was articles being written about them and their current work quality, they had to say something about their game. And pressure from the community really put that on them. So we need to give more credit where credit is deserved. When is the game releasing? No one knows yet. It's 12 a.m. there. Yeah, we're still going. We're still going. We still got more to talk about.
What is more interesting to us is actually present our own vision of what the future could be after an apocalypse like this. So yes, you will stay in the modern dark ages we created, but
Yeah, no. I mean, like, not waiting forever. It's coming. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. You want to know what happens when you're not patient and games come out when they're not ready? You want to know what happens? You want to know what happens when games come out and they're not ready? We already know. I got to try to find it. We know. We know what we're talking about. Don't you worry. I don't got to show the pictures of people T-posing in Cyberpunk. All right? This is what happens. This is what happens when you rush them and you get a game that's not ready to complete. You get things like this. Minus the Keanu Reeves because they probably don't have the money for that. But you get glitches like this and you get things like this. Yeah, you get Cyberpunk. Everybody knows. Everybody's saying it in chat. Yeah, you get a Cyberpunk. Let them take their time. Let them go. Time and patience is key. 5. Wow. Okay. I was not expecting this, to be honest. I was not expecting. All right. Well, we said it was a 4 last time. So this doesn't. Now that I'm thinking about it, it doesn't actually surprise me. Let's go. Let's go back to the old one. If I can find it. It was like overwhelming 4. This is what happens when we wait for so long. The orbits. Yeah, so last one we ranked a 4. Looks like people are ranking this one 4 or 5, maybe a 4.5. We'll go with. Oh, the numbers are creeping up. Good thing romance ain't there. Don't want my parents walking in on Aiden and Lola making out. It took them 6 years to make it and it's still bad. Well, yeah, that's what happens when you get investors start breathing down your neck and everything.
so please keep a
The problem with
close eye on
Cyberpunk is that they
what
gave
you
a
will be
date.
able to find and
And they kept
discover
giving
in the game.
dates.
Julia, could you tell us, will there be more open world events such as the airdrops from the first game?
Kyle Crane is a Night Hunter,
Yes,
I'm
there
telling you. No. You're going to make Aussie GG really mad.
First of all, there are the peacekeepers, and these are the strong military types. So
I'm curious to hear what you guys have to say. Are you going to be siding with the peacekeepers or the survivors? What are you guys doing? Peacekeepers or survivors? Peacekeepers are the military guys. They're all about control. Or survivors, you want to be the good guys? Start building up communities and everything again?
they they focus mostly on combat. They want to kill all of the infected that are out there.
I'm really
So
happy they don't have a
build,
lone wolf option. I feel like that would really take
powerful
away from the
weapons,
game,
they build
if I'm being honest
powerful
with you.
traps, and they,
Military all the way. Pull it. Should we pull it?
the other faction is survivors.
We
And
can't
they
pull
want
too
to
much.
adapt,
If we
they
pull
want
too
to
much,
survive,
then
so
the
they
YouTube
adapt
algorithm
to
is
the
no longer in our
environment,
favor. We need to
building
separate our
communities,
polls.
planting
Gotta
fields,
think ahead.
also
Gotta think how to
investing,
take advantage of the
focusing
algorithm.
They don't fight that much. They just
Survivors.
travel
Yeah, alright.
easily and escape any threats. So if you side with them, you will start seeing more and more of
Yeah, I figured a lot of people would be going for survivors.
helpers, and you will be able to use that.
And if people who, let's see, people who know nothing about this game, and I wonder if they're gonna be like clear choices. Like if you do this, it's gonna benefit this faction and it's gonna hurt this faction, or if it's kind of just gonna be like a spur in the moment, and then over time, you'll see the effects of that particular action. I'm hoping that it's a mixture of both, because like it'd be really cool to see that like an action and a decision that I made like 5 hours ago is gonna piss off this guy that I meet in my playthrough later down the road. That's gonna be awesome if they do that. Peacekeepers are inherently more interesting. Yeah,
Of
okay.
course, aside from the peacekeepers and the survivors,
They're kind of like the hunters and fireflies. They're kind of what it reminds me of. But to be fair, that's not the fault of Dying Light 2. I think any game where they have two major factions just reminds me of The Last of Us. And especially in a post-apocalyptic world, you're going to get that. Can I play Dying Light with you? One day, we'll see. I'm hoping once Dying Light 2 comes out, I think it'd be a fun idea. I don't know how it's gonna work, because obviously the game's not out yet. But what I would like to do is, I would like to get the game on Steam, and people can hop into the chat. They can tell me their username, and I would go into their world and take a look at their world. Because if the game is so centered around player choice, there's going to be some very clear differences between my world and your world. It's very unlikely that we're going to be making the same decisions the entire way through. So I'd love to see how things play out.
there are other groups in the city. The next important one is the Renegades, and they are basically the bad guys.
Maybe concealing Renegades as a bad group as some sort of big plot twist to arrive, like a reveal that the Renegades were trying to provide for their families or something like that.
So
I can
you will
see
face
that.
them, and you will have to make some decisions
On
how
it.
you want to deal with them. And then there are also smaller groups which are used
Watch, it'll be like the exact opposite, and they're all going to be like a group of cannibals or something like that.
mostly in side quests.
There's always one. There's in any zombie game, there's always that one group that are cannibals. Okay? Think of any zombie game. Think The Last of Us. Spoiler if you haven't played The Last of Us, but I mean it's been 8 years, 9 years. If you haven't played The Last of Us by now, play The Last of Us. Don't have to play part 2. There's only one game. The Last of Us, they had The Walking Dead. They're big into that. Both the show, like anybody watches that anymore, the show, the comics, the games, all had it at one point. Were there cannibals in the original Dying Light? I can't remember. Were there? I feel like there was like a side mission out there somewhere. Left 4 Dead. True. The Walking Dead. World War Z. Okay, I haven't played World War Z, so I can't comment on World War Z. You know, they're a lot. Yeah, no, I didn't think there was. Okay, L says there was. Half the chat is split on whether or not there is. Let's see. Can I find it?
Maybe it'll help you understand what happened.
It seems like they're... He ate a dog. Chasing past. Is that the mission?
You are.
Chasing past. Dying light. Yeah, Resident Evil 7. I mean, that's like a lot. Any Resident Evil game. There's a lot in Resident Evil, especially Resident Evil 7. I think there was a lot. Chasing path. Okay, let's see. What is it? Bum 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, maybe there's not. I don't know. I feel like there was. Oh, he ate a dog. He ate a dog. He ate a doggo.
Or as like additional background characters for the main quests. Colorful people, colorful groups with
Chasing past
their
is a
own
creepy mission.
ideas
From
and
what I can
agendas that you will be
remember
able to
from it.
discover while you'll be playing Dying Light 2.
So let's see. Quick recap of everything. All right, let's go and speed it up. Speed demon. So, Aiden's personality and how he acts will be dependent on our choices. Kind of knew that. Our choices play a huge role in the world of Dying Light 2. We know that. That's something we've always been told. We know that the GRE is making a return. They're going to be doing, they're going to have quarantine sites. There's going to be little Easter eggs and references and collectibles, all tracing back to the organization. If you go and find all of this stuff, it'll help draw the connection between Dying Light 1 and Dying Light 2 to just like smush them together and all that. Question 3. No romance option. F in the chat. Salute our heroes. Salute all the people that wanted romance options in the game. It's not happening. Could have told you that a while ago. But no romance in the game. Ending for the following. We don't know just yet. But we do know that the actions of Dying Light 1 will play a role into the world of Dying Light 2 and the story of Dying Light 2. Don't know which ending. If I had to guess, I'm going to say it's the nuke one, to be honest with you. When it comes to rebuilding technology, you know, the whole purpose of Death Stranding, it's most likely not going to be like that. It seems like they're really focusing on the modern Dark Ages so that they have some time to just for the game to not be boring, because you can just change so much and you have the freedom to just explore so many different options, and with your player choice that will affect all the various things around you on top of everything, different buildings, different structures, different communities, bakeries, things of that nature. So it's a great thing to hear. On top of this, we discussed that Dying Light the following, one of the endings is canon. Speaking of characters from Dying Light 1, none of them are returning. So if you kind of put those two things together, I'm more leaning towards a giant nuke going off in the original Dying Light. When it comes to open world events, such as airdrops, there's going to be a lot more areas to explore. The dark zone, dark places. We'll also have random events, random encounterments from what we've heard from the last Q&A video. And when it comes to factions, like I said, player choice, big thing. Player choice is going to heavily depend on how the factions react to each other. Peacekeepers are all about military control, while the survivors are going with their name and they're just trying to survive in the world of Dying Light 2. So it'll be interesting to see how the two clash and how much of the decisions of Aiden can affect how the two interact with each other. And finally, last but not least, You need to side with a faction. You need to make the choice. You need to do something.
So a lone wolf option is not available. You will have to decide if you want to play those guys or the other one.
You need to make a choice. You can't do lone survivor or anything of that nature. Got to do something. And yeah, I liked it. Oh, that's a lot of Philip DeFranco. But yeah, that's I think that's everything. We covered mostly everything there is to cover about this. So with all that said, I hope you guys had a wonderful stream. It was a lot of fun. It was great to go and talk to everybody again, hear from everybody. Elle, I did see your message. I don't know if I have the time. I will, but I got a lot of things going on right now. I have to go out and go to a couple stores. I have to go and go to Petco, get some stuff from my new pet that's coming. Or not coming. I guess I have to pick her up. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please subscribe, please like. The YouTube algorithm likes to push my videos into your recommended feed, and a lot of people might think that they're subscribed, but odds are they're not. Yeah, this is the Fiverr song. We spent some good money for that, so I'm gonna use it until I can't anymore. T-Mac Donald did a great job. I highly recommend you check him out. I'm thinking, so I said I would do another one of those Fiverr videos if I hit 500 likes on the original video. And it hit 500 likes. So there is going to be a Fiverr video for the following coming eventually. I do want to finish college and get situated in the whole new apartment and everything that's going on. Once I have that, I'll definitely go and do another part for Fiverr. A lot of you did enjoy it. There's going to be some changes that I would do from the first one. I think a lot of it was me just like sitting there with a plain face and just watching, listening to a song. So maybe I'll like cut it down to like 60-second segments, but then they have to record themselves playing the guitar, because when I had them show their face and show the guitar, I feel like it made for a much more interesting video. I'm surprised you don't have 100k subscribers. One day, that's the goal. That's a secondary goal. The first goal is world domination. We'll get that. Don't you worry. But yeah, everything's going good. I got a Elgato soundboard. I can go and just hit this button and you can hear monkeys. Like, who doesn't want to hear monkeys? Please do subscribe. Please do like. I can hit this button. It should change to thanks for watching. You guys have been very helpful on the channel. I will post dog pics once I get my good old dog. But thank you so much. Thank you for everything. And I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay human. Have a good night. And good luck.